Okay, it says we're being live streamed.
All right.
You got it.
Oh.
Sometimes I stumble.
Before I share the picture, I'm just going
Sometimes I
to
cry.
get some cut and paste, but people are seeing us.
Oh, good.
So take a look to the Father and say, why, oh why? 'Cause I try to live my life humble, just in my lane. I don't wanna cause any trouble, no. I don't wanna feel any pain, but when you call me, whether my heart says yes or no, 'cause I wanna be with you always, to the end of time, I'm so
Whoa! We're starting again.
sometimes I stumble, sometimes I cry, sometimes I look to the Father and say, why, oh why? 'Cause I try to live my life humble, just in my lane. I don't wanna cause any trouble, no. I don't wanna feel any pain, but when you call me, whether my heart says yes or no, 'cause I wanna be with you always, to the end of time, I'm so glad that you faith in me is so much better than mine. Sometimes I struggle not to fall by my side, 'cause every war is not worth fighting, y'all, and every fire is not light. Lord, help me. Please help me to see what is meant for the glory, yeah, versus what is really hurt me. But when you call me whether my heart says yes.
Oh, is that the? Yep, that was the end. Wow, that was really nice. I mean, I saw it.
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. Hi, everybody. This is Cathy Segal-Garcia. I'm just going to do one little thing, and there we go. And let's see. There is something else I'm supposed to do, but I forget.
That's okay.
It's one of those days, right? Oh my God. So, hi everybody. We're really happy and excited to be talking to Berkley the Artist. And yeah, this is nice, very nice. Um, so, hey man,
Hi, how are you feeling today? Like, how you feeling after the concert last week?
your concert?
Yeah, how do you feel? Did you enjoy the crowd? I love the crowd.
The crowd was great. I think the most that I enjoyed was your performance because it was real. That was the biggest thing for me. Um, I mean, people can sound good, and that's fine. But I don't know when it comes across as real, then
Mhm.
that's what turns me on.
I got it.
Yeah, and you were totally real. It was
I
totally.
was, I really wanted to make sure it felt communicative. That was
Yeah,
my whole intention,
yeah,
to feel like I'm just talking with friends,
yeah,
So thank you for that compliment. That's a good one. It being real was good.
yeah. It was great.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, you're welcome. So, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, if you don't know already, this is Berkley the Artist, and we actually met not too long ago. He came in to see, I forget who it was, the group
It was triple shot.
Triple Shot, yeah.
Mhm.
And he was sitting in the audience, and we just immediately connected.
Yeah,
It
it's
was great.
natural.
Yeah. And then he said, "Yeah, I'd like to play here." And I said, "I'd like to have you here." and then he
And
and then he appeared.
and then we made it happen.
Yeah. It was so great. That clip was from the performance. It was a pack night, and it was yeah. It's my impression. Do you mind if I give you my impression?
Please, I love this. Go for it.
It was, well, first of all, it was super, in my terms, professional. With totally a professional artist and music appearance. And that's that may not be the top item on my list as far as what I like to see and experience, but it's pretty high up there. And I think if there is more than that, it's just that the artists themselves are giving what they're capable of. I really like that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you had a great crowd. The band was great. You sounded just beautiful. You're so real the whole time.
Wow.
And I mean, to me, that's what I really want to see, and
Mhm.
experience.
That's what I'm working on. I really am setting out a new chartering a new path rather, for myself
Yeah,
to stay present in a show, because I think there's so many things going on in my mind. Am I singing the right notes? How do I look? Is the band comfortable? Do the people like it? How is this going to look on camera later? All that's happening, and you can forget to be present because you're trying to make sure all those things are working.
yeah,
So I'm focused now on just trusting myself
yeah,
just to be. And
yeah.
hopefully everybody will just connect with that.
You've been a little bit you've been a little bit, um, let's say, missing in action, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
In the last few
Couple of
years.
years. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, I wasn't trying to take a break.
yeah,
Um, my father was very ill for not many years, maybe like 3.5, 4 years. And he initially um just kind of started slow and
yeah,
then it just declined.
right.
Um, and I realized I stepped back a bit from performing. Um, just because I was so emotionally heavy, heavy. Um, and I had also come from a group. I was in a group for like 5 years, and I did so much touring and working and albums, and it didn't really end on a positive note. Um, and I felt like I gave so much of my life to that. And so when it ended, I kind of felt like I need a break. Um, the music business is hard. The art may be easy, but the business is hard. And I had been involved in the business for a while.
Yeah,
So I took a break. I needed it. My father passed. My family is regrouping, finding a new rhythm of life. And I'm starting to get back into myself. Now, I have been working in the music business behind the scenes for artists, as an artist developer, as a vocal coach, as a songwriter, as a producer. Um, but being the focal point had not been my my everyday. And so I'm getting back into that. And I missed it. I'm glad to be back.
yeah. How long did you say you were kind of stepped out?
I I would say, it kind of started in 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. As a matter of fact, my last really big show was March 6th, 2020.
Mm, wow.
And yeah, I moved to Korea. I performed there for a year.
Oh,
I kind of left the States to
yeah,
just when you're in a group for that long and you've made it your identity and given so much, it's kind of like being in a marriage. And then when it's over, you have to find yourself again, you
yeah,
know? Like I had to find my sound again, uh, which is my sound versus the group sound. And then I had new experiences and new life and new opportunities and new um, feelings that I had to learn how to sit with and sing with. So
yeah,
what you saw last week is like the new era, and there's more to come. Um, losing a parent changes you. It changes the way you think. It changes what you like or what you may have always liked, but you didn't want to interrupt the flow of what was natural in your family dynamic.
yeah,
And so now that that person is gone, it's like this space has opened, and I'm learning to fill it with the things that really are where I am right now. Also understanding I may change again in the future, and being okay with that. So I think this is a good time for me to be performing because people are getting something out of me that they may not have gotten before, as well as the things they're familiar with. And it's fun for me. I'm not working like a dog anymore. I'm working smart.
yeah,
I'm working intentional. I'm not reaching for every opportunity. I'm reaching for the spaces and opportunities that best serve me and I can serve it.
Do you think
So that
that's
feels good.
do you think that's a little bit do you think that's a little bit on b because of your age?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I've been performing. Sorry, I went to the gym this morning and my neck and back are like, ugh, ugh, ugh. I took an Advil. So if you see me moving, I don't even know if you heard that crack. If you hear
I
a couple of
didn't.
cracks,
I didn't.
yeah. But I've been performing and working in music and entertainment and this world since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I come from a musical family. My parents really spent the time, the money, the resources in helping me find my passion and stay in it because they knew it was my calling and my gift. And so I've seen a lot of things and I've been successful, thank God, which is nice. And when I say successful, I mean I've been able to make a living off of my art. Um, which I think is good. I mean, and a good living, a very comfortable living, maybe a little posh, you know. I mean, I've worked hard, but with all those things and working on every side of the industry as a music executive, as a teacher, as an artist, you see so much. You see how people are, you see how artists are, you see what the trajectory looks like. You see when they pivot and it goes well, you see when they don't pivot and it goes poorly. You see when people are on top of the world and then they lose everything. You see people who have never been decorated and given their accolades all of a sudden become the biggest thing in the world. I've seen all those things and I feel wiser. I feel wiser, but I also feel very playful. So I'm enjoying this era where it's kind of like, I know I could sing. I didn't always feel like that. I didn't always feel like that. I knew I was talented.
So when was that? Was it a long, long time ago or?
I would say within the last like 10 years.
Yeah.
And when I say I know I can sing, meaning it doesn't matter if people clap. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if people buy tickets. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if I chart. Meaning, if I have to sit in front of children and sing to them, they're going to feel love. They're going to feel peace. They're going to feel joy. They're going to feel happy. They're
Yeah.
going to feel safe. That made me realize, like, oh, you can sing.
Yeah.
Even though I've been doing it forever,
Yeah.
knowledgeable of my ability, but sitting in it, nah. And I think that that comes with age.
Yeah.
I'm glad that the doors that are opening for me now were not open before.
Why
I
is
was
it?
too, I didn't know myself. I didn't like myself.
Yeah.
I loved myself. I didn't like myself. I really like me now.
And that is a nice thing that comes with age. I just what is the book? I just bought this book. I forget the title,
Mm,
but it's written by an older person,
mm,
uh like older than us, And
mm.
and it's cool because it's kind of inviting in
Mm.
an appreciation for aging, and it's
Yes.
going through a lot of disclaimers, that that well, there's so many different points of view, but there's points of view that as you grow older, you're not hip anymore. But this book
Mm,
is the opposite. This book is embrace it. You know, you lived your life, you had your youth, your childhood, your, you know, growth, your whatever, you know, and
mm.
then and now you're here and this is an important time. And
Yes.
so
I'm
yeah,
proud. Listen, I am proudly 45 years old.
yeah.
I'm proudly like everything in my body works. You know, as a matter of fact, the young ones, they're trying to get with me. You know what I'm saying? Everything works well. Everything I know how to work it, meaning every part of myself. I know how to work it. I know how to work charm. I know how to work humility. I know how to work bravado. I know how to work service. I know how to turn on the light and shine. I know when to turn it down and let somebody else be the center of attention. I know when to say, no, not going to do that, not available. I know when to say, that is not enough money for me to show up. I have to spend more than I'm going to receive. I know how to say, you know what, you don't have the money, but I have the ability and the time. I'm coming to help you. These things you don't know until you know. And I think what keeps me youthful, because I don't want to be young, I want to be fresh. I just want to be fresh. What keeps me youthful is I am an educator. All of my clients mainly are between the ages of like 15 and 23. So I'm always gonna stay fresh because I'm not like the cat that's like, oh, you young people, you that. I'm like, okay, tell me what's going on in your world. Help me understand what's happening now. And then if they ask me, what do you think about it? I give them a perspective. But I also tell them, when I was working for Simon Fuller with the Academy of Pop, he had all these beautiful, cool young artists signed to him. And I would meet with them every day. And every weekend, the joke was on Fridays, I'm like, because, you know, we're out here in LA, everybody goes out, everybody hangs out. And most of them were up above 21. And they're very famous, 1 million followers, 600,000 followers. And I would tell them, I'm like, have a good weekend. Don't do anything stupid. Don't lose any body parts. Don't gain any body parts. And I would tell them, and you all know what I'm about to say. And they would laugh. Oh, Berkeley. And I'm like, if you see me out in the club, you don't know me. Because I would be in some of the same places they would be with my own friends in my own world, but still I'm still not trying to be 20 anything. I want to be in my own space, enjoying my little cocktail and a nod to youth. But I'm not trying to return to youth. I'm enjoying where I am and I'm preparing myself to be a person that lives to be a healthy older person. You know, my mom is it's so interesting seeing her as a single person now because my parents would have been married this year for 50 years. So I had never not known my parents as a couple.
Yeah.
And they were just a beautiful couple together. They were truly soulmates. They did everything together. They were truly a family and they prioritized their love for one another and for us above outside things. So seeing her as a widow and seeing how she's like hanging out with her friends now and going to get some dinner. And I'm like, where are you? I'm calling her every hour, like, where are you? What are you doing? She's like, boy, I'm going hang out with, you know, so and so. Or she's like, I'm trying this new nail color, or I'm trying this new makeup, or what do you think about this new hairstyle? And then she's calling me saying, oh, did you see what so and so did online? I'm like, who are you? But I love it because it's fresh.
Yeah.
Even though my mother is in her 70s, she's showing me a new side of her. And I'm looking forward to continuing to evolve and grow like that as I live. And I think there's too much emphasis on wanting to be young. To be honest about it, you're only young for a short period of time. If you get to live to be in your 80s and 90s, you kind of stop being young around like 27, 28. That means that you only had 28 years to be young. And if you live for the rest of your life, you're not young.
Yeah.
It's a short period of time with an expiration date. Enjoy it because I enjoyed it. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
I did everything I wanted to do and everyone I wanted to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now I am choosing things that make me feel good, but that are healthier.
Yeah.
You know, I'm stretching in the morning. That's new. It's like, let me get up and stretch. I'm doing things that they tell you to do that I didn't realize I needed to do, like turn your phone off at night. Like, what? Turn my phone off at night because I want to sit there and scroll. But it's like, wait a minute, I need to rest my mind.
Yeah.
I need to rest my fingers. I'm learning wisdom.
Yeah.
And I think that that is the beautiful part of being an artist that is growing. And I like to say one more thing about that, which I think is the most important part about being a singer-songwriter. Back in the 80s and even in the 90s, and clearly before then, when artists were putting out records, they were of many ages. But like the late 90s up until where we are now, it's like we want to cap artists at 25. And
Mm.
here's the thing I have to say about that. Respectfully, nobody that is 25 can teach me about being in a long-term relationship, being married, losing a parent, having kids, changing career. What song can you sing about that? What song can I relate to? So we need artists that are not in their 20s. We need artists that are in their 60s still making music because I need to know what life is going to be. And I think that that is why I am also putting myself back in the ring to compete because I have something to say that a
Yeah.
lot of people are connected to
Yeah.
and they need to hear it. And when you cap artists at a certain age, the content is just minuscule.
Yeah.
It's not the spectrum is not wide enough to cover life.
Yeah.
It covers youth. And I want to live more than youth. I want to live a full life.
That's so cool. That's so cool. You were making me remember a jazz singer named Sheila Jordan who
Mm,
lived a long, long time. And she was, for real jazzers, she was known. And
mm,
I, I remember seeing her out here. We have like a house concert situation, here. And I can't remember now. It just stimulated my memory of this, but I can't
mhm.
remember now what song it was. But it was her last song. She was playing with one person, and I believe it was her bass player. So just she's singing and the bass. And
Wow.
the last song was so stunning. Everybody was crying,
Oh,
and it was a real personal message for each
yeah.
individual.
Yeah.
Really amazing.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you for sharing that with me. I don't mean to monopolize the time. I'm just
no, no, it's totally fine. No.
I'm a communicator. I can remember maybe like 5 years ago, maybe 6 years ago, my dad was getting ready for this performance. My father was a singer as well.
Oh, okay.
My dad was a fantastic singer. Beautiful. And I was arranging the song with the band. I arranged it for him. And it was my first time where he kind of like gave me the green light to just do that. And he was real hands off. He was like, "Yeah, whatever you want to do, Buck. Whatever. Tell me what to do." So I arranged this beautiful arrangement of this song, and then he came to rehearsal to sing it. And he sat while the band played, and he just cried
Oh,
while the band played. At that time, I didn't really know he was ill. I mean, he knew
yeah,
he was ill, but he had not disclosed that. My mom had not disclosed that. I saw aging in my parents and my dad, but I didn't know it was illness. I thought it was just senior moments. Um, and then, he sang it, and I think about that all the time, because what I realized what probably was happening was he was reflecting over his life
yeah,
in that moment, and he was looking at me. He knew something was going on. He knew his time was ending, and he was just reflecting. And then when he sang it, it was just really beautiful. It was a song he had always sung, but singing from another intentional place of, this is all we have is now. It changed the way it felt, for the way the band played it, the way the listeners heard it, and the way he sang it.
yeah,
And once again, that only comes when you have had an experience of life,
yeah,
when you've seen many things. I respect people that have come before me. And I was like that as a young boy. I was always the young kid talking to old people,
yeah.
because there's something to learn there, something to gain. So anyway, that made me think of that when you spoke of, is it Sheila Jordan?
Yes, Sheila
Yeah.
Jordan. That is correct. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know. Yeah, yeah. This book that I'm reading, it's interesting. I'm looking forward to getting through it too and seeing
Hmm.
what she says. I mean, you know, um, there's so much to say with that, but I think as we grow older, and you're not that old, but still, you're
I'm
growing
definitely,
older as
my
well.
knees, my knees say, my knees say, you're 45. Beyonce is my hero, because Beyonce and I are the same age. And when I see her, I'm like, get it, girl. Because as long as Beyonce is getting it, we have no excuse. That's why I just left the gym and I'm hurting.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's first of all, it's a real beautiful thing. I was just thinking there's a man named David Amram who is over 90,
Mm,
and he's totally absolutely sharp as a pin, and he has had an incredible career.
mm,
He Very mixed career. He knew those hipster guys, from the 50s. I can't remember their names, but they were like the real hipster
mm,
guys.
mm.
He performed with them. He played French horn at that time and piano, but he was the French horn player on a lot of the old bebop things.
Oh,
And
wow.
I remember speaking with him. He went to see Charlie Parker at a club, and Charlie Mingus came in, and Parker said, "You should hire this guy." And Mingus said, "Okay, I'm going to Europe next week. Do you want to come?"
Period.
And then David made movies with these hipsters. I can't remember the exact title, but I mean they're really old, hipster movies. And he also played piano, wrote
Mm.
his he crossed kind of boundaries of music, and he's totally great to talk to right now. He's an amazing guy.
I have a
And
question.
yeah,
Um, does he own a club? Does
no.
he own? Okay. Because I met a guy that has the same profile at Vibratos in Bel Air once. And he was there and they actually called his name from the audience. I was sitting next to him and he was in his 90s and they were like, this guy, everything that you're saying, it was like a similar profile. And they like stood up and clapped for him and he waved. And I was sitting next to him thinking like, wow, I want to be like that when I'm 90 for sure. So I was curious if it was the same guy.
It wasn't Herb Alpert, right? Because Herb Alpert,
I don't know. I don't know. I didn't know his name, but the profile that you're
yeah.
spitting out, it seems so similar. But I could be wrong. But
Well,
either
Herb
way,
Alpert actually owns vibratos.
okay. So maybe that's who I met.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he is over 90, which is hard to believe. I mean, because
Yeah.
when I was, I don't know, in my 20s or something, he was really happening at that time.
Okay.
And I mean, but he had this huge legacy, um, record label and,
Mm.
studio. And yeah, he had a huge legacy. And then he also uh, kind of took over that building, Vibratos, from a
Ah.
jazz guy. Um,
Huh.
yeah. Um, so, yeah, that might have been him. But yeah, David Amram, he's on the East Coast,
Okay.
and his career is very varied, and he's just always continually done it. He's
I love
still
that.
now he sings and plays with folk groups, and he's invited to speak on like famous people he's hung out with in the music industry. And yeah, he's an
That's
interesting man.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing. I love that. Those are my aspirations.
yeah,
Those are my aspirations.
yeah. Well, your concert was so wonderful.
Thank you.
Um, yeah, it was just great.
Thank you.
And I was intrigued with your table. Your
Oh yeah.
table on the stage. What do you put on your table?
Glad you asked about that. My stylist, Skylar McKenzie Coles. I call her Sky. She's been working with me for years and she's based here in LA. She's a LA girl. And she's like, let's try something new on the show. Let's bring elements of your home life onto the stage because we were talking about being more present, feeling more comfortable. And I mean, I'm comfortable on stage. When I'm comfortable talking in front of people, it can be 100,000 people. I'm comfortable. But it's a difference in being present because I can be like a news reporter, like just report, but to just like be myself, that's very different. And I said, going forward in my shows, I want to be myself. So she's like, let's make a table on your stage that you have elements of yourself that constantly, when you look at it, instantly brings you back to yourself. So on this particular show, I have flowers. I generally keep flowers in the house just because I have this thing where when I wake up in the morning and I come into the living room or when I go into the bathroom, I like to see fresh flowers. They make me feel like, I'm living a good life. I don't know. They're colorful. They just make me feel good.
Yeah.
So that was one thing. I have two portraits inside of a frame. One is my father and my mom and myself when they were younger and I was younger. I was in high school. And I look at that picture every now and then because I'm like, oh, they look so good. But at the time, they were just my parents. But now when I look back, I
Yeah.
realize, they were about the age I am now. So it makes me realize like your parents are not one dimensional.
Yeah.
They are where you are now. They are cool, so I wanted to put that up. And there's another picture I took of my brother, my sister, my mom and dad on our Disney World vacation, like in 1994. and I'm taking the picture, so I'm not in it. So it's just them. So I wanted to remind myself of that because I come from a very good family. I recognize the more I live and see that um my family was very unique. My immediate family, my overall family is really beautiful, but my immediate family is very unique. I talk to my brother and sister every day in some form. And when people are like, "Y'all talk every day?" I'm like, "Yeah, whether it's a FaceTime or a text or we're sharing a meme on Instagram, we communicate regularly. We're very comfortable with each other. We know each other and we like each other." So I wanted to put the people that made me feel that way on the table. Also on the table, I have two other pictures that are very important. My grandmother was a pianist and a singer. My grandmother was such a good singer. It is utterly ridiculous. My grandmother sang like Sarah Vaughan.
Wow.
I mean, my grandmother was cold and she played the piano, and I used to love to hear her voice.
Wow.
And people used to imitate her voice. It was so dynamic. We
Yeah.
would imitate it. My cousin actually sings just like her. So I have her mother, who's my great grandmother, and her sister. They were all fabulous singers and very dramatic. My great grandmother would sing, and when she would sing at church or just if we were singing happy birthday, she would sing like this. Happy birthday. It would be so grand. It was so grand. And I bring that to my performances. It's not me acting grand. I come from that.
Yeah, yeah.
They were just very, and I loved it as a kid, and I still love it. And the last picture on my little altar is my voice teacher,
Oh,
Dr. Valerie Francis, who I love and adore because I have made a good living financially and career-wise as being a vocal coach for high-profile clients as well as just everyday people who love to sing well.
yeah,
And the reason why I'm able to be a good vocal coach is because of my teacher.
yeah,
I was going to be a good singer because of my family and because the gift God gave me. But the reason why I'm a good vocal coach and I still have my voice and I'm still able to do things is because of Dr. Valerie Francis, who gave me the technique that is stellar.
yeah,
I can sing any genre because she gave me a technique and I love her. So I wanted her up there because she also, when I think about her, I can see her mannerisms and everything I'm doing. Like Arch, she calls all of her students cheesy. She says, Arch, cheesy, Arch. So the whole time I'm singing and I dart my eyes over when I feel a high note coming or a long note, I'm like, I feel myself, correcting. Also on that table was a candle, a white candle. I am from New Orleans, so there is a little bit of that African spirituality inside of my Christianity and metaphysical alignment. So I burned a white candle, and underneath that white candle, I had written something that I wanted to be true and to happen, which is personal. That'll change on every show. But the white candle just represents like lighting a candle in prayer, lighting a candle. I have my father's Bible, and it's open to this scripture in Proverbs that says, Your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men and women. And I live by that. Your gift will open the door for you. You don't have to do anything weird to
yeah,
get the success
yeah.
if you operate in the gift that you have. And I think the last thing on there was my cologne that I was wearing that night. My sister, my sister also sings background for me. She wasn't on this show, but and she low key manages my everything. My brother and my sister and I grew up in a family that is known for having cologne and perfume. Like you're gonna smell me coming, and you. you're gonna smell me when I've gone as well. And
Right.
so depending on what I'm wearing that night, I will put that particular cologne there. Cause in the middle of the show, I may want to spray. I just like to smell good and I like people to know I was here without me being there. Cause I feel like let's make all the senses connect. You're hearing me, you're seeing me, you're eating this good food at this restaurant, which I love,
Yeah.
and I want you to smell.
Yeah.
You know, so that's what my little altar was about, and I'm gonna continue that going forward in my shows.
I liked it. I thought it was
Thank
very
you,
special. Yeah. I really liked
thank
it.
you.
Um, but it's interesting all the things that you put on it. Yeah. It's like you bring part of yourself um, just to kind of solidify that you're
Mhm,
there, right?
mhm, mhm.
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
yeah. I have a friend on here who's also from New Orleans.
Oh yeah.
Well, I can't remember when you left, but I've known him for a really long time. He was a student, but he always had a wonderful voice, came from church, and
Mm.
yeah, just he has a really great singing thing. And
Mm.
yeah, I told him to be sure to be here because you're a New Orleans guy. Um,
Well, I gotta
what
say hey
part?
to my.
He said, "What part did you grow up in?"
I grew up in Gentilly, near between Dillard University and University of New Orleans, like in between those two areas. He would know where that is. I
Yeah.
grew up in what's called the Eighth Ward, Gentilly, or as we say, Gentilly, baby. I'm from Gentilly. Oh, yeah, Gentilly, yeah. When I slip into my New Orleans accent, it's not that I lost it or anything. It's just when I'm excited or angry, I usually fall into it really quick. But I love New Orleans. Like I let me tell you something. The world would be in trouble. The music industry would be in trouble if all the New Orleans people took over. Because let me tell you, if you are good in New Orleans, you would dominate because New Orleans is such a specific type of energy. Like when you learn to sing in New Orleans, you have to be really good. We don't play around with music. You know, you will go to a place and people will listen to you and they'll jump up in the middle of you singing and say, "Yeah, baby, sing that, baby. I know that's right, baby." Like you will be in the middle of a song. People will throw shoes at you, scream at you, run up to the stage, grab you because you're singing good and because you're playing well. It is the greatest compliment you could get
Yeah,
that someone would holler out in the middle of a song,
yeah,
"Yeah, sing that." That means you are amazing because at the same time, New Orleans people are so emotionally direct. We'll be like, yeah, I done heard better. That's how I say. I done heard better. He ain't no Whitney Houston. He ain't no Luther Vandross. We are very direct about food, about music, and about like loving a person. When New Orleans people love you, you have nothing to worry about.
yeah,
They will take care of you. You know, if you ever came home with me and you are just hanging around and I say, like this is my girl. I have to say this. I have two friends in New Orleans and you remind me of them.
oh,
They're a white couple. They're my good friend. I love them. Diana and Bruce. I love them. And I go to their house and Diana cooks and Bruce makes me drinks and we talk music. And when I tell you every artist in New Orleans that knows Diana and Bruce, they are the mascot. All of these black people in New Orleans are like, "Hey, baby, that's Diana and Bruce, baby." We love them because they have a genuine love for the people and the art of the city. And if you show up loving the art and the beauty of the city, It doesn't matter what race you are, what sexuality you are, what creed you are. New Orleans people will fight for you because we're just passionate people and we're fair. If you're good, you're good. But if you're bad, you're done. Just pack your bags, get on out. You can't come back.
Right?
So I still have that side of me, although I've like lived around the world. But in my inner core being, I'm a
Yeah,
New Orleans person.
yeah,
So I judge people hard, but I love people hard too, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Yeah, that's really cool. Um, yeah. I've spent a little time in New Orleans, not a lot. I think
Mm.
I went for some jazz conventions there,
Yeah.
and I think maybe twice. And oh, well, I also worked on the Mississippi Queen a
Oh,
few
wow.
times, and like subbing for the regular singer. And
Uh-huh.
there were New Orleans people there, like this drummer named Johnny Vodakovich.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Adonis, that's such a cool name.
yeah, he is. Yeah. When I started singing the first
Uh-huh.
song, I, like in the first bar, there was something about his playing, his timing, his playing that shocked me. And I turned
Mm.
around to the leader, and the leader said, I know. It was like, okay, wow. And so
Yeah.
I mean, he's delicious. He's still working there. And yeah,
That sounds about right.
yeah,
It's a special connection with the music, with the geography, with the spirit. I think that that's what it is. It's spirit.
yeah,
You when you're born there and or you come there and you learn it and you really are open and kind to it, you invite it in.
yeah,
Um and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about my friends and my guys that were my players for the show at your place last week. I have to say a few things because I'm so grateful for them. I'm one of those artists that I know it says my name, but it's my team. It's my team because I couldn't do it without them. And Bo Lamar is my music business partner. We have a business called Burke and Bo, and we produce and develop artists, but we also play live with each other. And Bo knows me so well that I don't have to turn around. He's drumming. I don't have to turn around. He can tell by the way I'm moving. He can tell he's like, oh, he's gonna go back here. He just knows my body language.
yeah,
As a musician, he's in my head.
yeah,
Um, um, Jermone Randall, who played bass, is like, you know, I'm gonna say it because I want to be present. So I'm gonna give this adjective, and it's not typically a word that is given to men, but one of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life.
yeah,
His heart comes through that music. Like if you look at videos of him when we're playing, he's just smiling. He's got such a smile. And just being a black man in America, it's hard to just smile
yeah,
and to be in that space. And that's the word I want to give to him. He's a sweet spirit. And I will play with him anytime because knowing that it's behind you on the side of you, you feel that beautiful energy in the playing.
yeah,
And then my homeboy from New Orleans, and this was our first time ever playing together. We know each other from the city, but his name is Jay Winfield. He knows what I want to hear because we're from New Orleans. It's a certain sound, baby. So when I listen back to the recordings, I'm like, oh, oh, I almost stop singing sometime because I'm listening to him because he's sitting in the spots that feel like home to me.
yeah,
And he too is another man with such a kind, fair, easy energy. So on this particular show, and I think going forward, we're gonna start booking some other things. This will be my trio for now, and I'm so grateful for them. Amazing fellas, amazing guys.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, happy to work with them.
Yeah, yeah. It was a great show.
Thank
Um,
you.
when you were in New Orleans,
Mm.
um, did were you before you? I don't know when you left. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Like, when did
Mm.
you leave? Were you had you entered like a real professional? Because I know you've done a huge amount of stuff. Had you stepped into like the larger arena of what you ended up doing before you left, or did you leave and
Mm.
then step
No,
in?
yeah, I New Orleans made me. I started performing in a professional sense in big arenas from childhood.
Ah,
Um, because again, like my dad went to college for classical music. So I started, I mean, I'm black and then my dad is a pastor and I'm from New Orleans. I can sing soul. That's like I was born with that.
yeah,
Um, and I can sing jazz and whatever.
yeah,
That comes with the birthright of
yeah.
being born in New Orleans. But the classical and the Broadway stuff, my father and my mother introduced that to me very young.
Hmm.
Because my dad was like Nat King Cole, Frank Sinatra meets
Huh.
Barry White
Yeah,
and Lou Rawls. So those sounds, and I told you my grandmother was like Sarah Vaughan, and my
yeah,
great grandmother was like Marian Anderson. So I grew up with a montage of musicality, and it put me in all of these different places, singing with this chorale and singing with this ensemble and traveling, abroad um, from a young age because I was exposed to so much.
yeah,
So when I moved to LA in 2012, um, I just took everything I had with me and I just used it as best as I could. And the first person here in LA that really gave me like my big break was the actress and singer, my good friend Tisha Campbell. And it's funny, excuse me, it's funny because she too came from a similar background of like
huh,
singing all types of music, classical music, pop
yeah,
music, soul music, Broadway music. And when I moved here, my path kind of started turning into a different direction of opportunities. So I guess to answer that question, I'm gonna always give the credit to New Orleans for exposing me and putting me out on the world stage. But LA taught me how to be in the music business. I think New Orleans taught me how to be an artist,
yeah,
you know, and gave me my ingredients. But LA taught me how to prepare the dinner so it is expensive, you know, it is plated a certain way. You're seated a certain way. The restaurant opens at a certain time. New Orleans showed me like how to make the food good. But LA showed me how to sell the food.
that's good. I like that. I like how you're putting that. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, because raw talent straight up New Orleans.
yeah,
But where I think it's challenging for most of my colleagues and my friends in New Orleans is that they are the best players, singers, artists in the world,
yeah,
hands down. But the infrastructure to make money, the infrastructure to have longevity without killing your body, is not really there.
right.
But here, which is why I love it here, the infrastructure, once you learn how it moves and works, you can really live off of your talent in a way that is fruitful.
Yeah,
And I've even lived in New York. I worked for Jay-Z at Roc Nation School of Music. And I love that because living in New York made me kick up my grind.
Yeah.
It made me go, ah, because you
Yeah.
got to get on that subway every day next to people who are incredible. You got to stand up and sing next to people who are incredible, who will walk in the snow without the proper clothes because they don't have the money for it, because they can sing or dance and act better than anyone. And when you're in that energy, it brings something out of you. So whenever I feel like I'm being a little too timid, I take a trip to New York with my New York friends so I can just buck up a little more
Yeah.
and come in like this. Ah. And then, I get to LA. I get to LA and my demeanor is like, hi, how are you?
Yeah.
Such a vibe, So I think being in all those places taught me a great deal. And also I lived in Korea for a year and I think being in Korea taught me so much about what I had and how valuable it was. Because when you get out America and you're singing in front of an audience every night that doesn't even speak your language and they're crying, that's when I realized, I was like, oh, they don't even know what I'm saying, but they feel me.
Yeah.
And that's when I started seeing a different side of myself. I love the Korean culture. I feel like I was so respected there, and it was an honor to be there. And I
Yeah.
learned so much from them. So I can't say it yet, but I have something coming up. But yeah, yeah, I can't wait to share that.
Relating to Korea.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah,
yes.
I've been to Korea too. It's interesting because I would say, I mean, I've been to Europe a lot in my youth, and then Japan. It's like my second home. I've been there a
Oh,
lot, and
okay.
then Korea and Japan. Some people would think, oh, they're similar.
Mm.
They are not. you
I've not
know,
been to Japan. I've not been there
Oh,
yet.
no, Japan is like, kind of reserved
Oh yeah, I can
almost.
see
I
that.
mean, warm, very, very, very warm, but takes a minute, in the right situation to peel off the layers. But Korea is
Mm.
like, okay, come on in. Kind of like Boston, where I'm from, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, so yeah, Korea is really interesting.
love them. Totally love
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, I had something I wanted to bring up, but I forgot totally. So yeah, so in fact, the people I know from New Orleans they're a little reminiscent for me of Boston, where I'm from. You know,
Mm.
yeah, it's a little more, and I can see why you would like Korea too, because
Yeah.
they're really hands-on people.
Oh,
The
definitely.
spiritually, there's a different feel for
Oh,
them, and
definitely.
I think probably New Orleans has some of that in there too, right?
Yeah, I definitely think, my master's degree is specifically dealing with race
Uh-huh.
and depictions of race, particularly in America with African Americans and inside of white culture, or how black people are seen in black culture, in white culture, how black people are seen by white culture, excuse me.
Yeah, yeah.
So I pay attention to a lot of cultural pieces wherever I am. And my one of my best friends is Korean. And we joke all the time because he's like, Koreans, we're the black people of China. And I'm like, I'm
That's
like,
funny.
I'm
I
sorry,
can,
we're the black
no,
people
no,
of Asia, excuse me,
right, right.
we're
That's
the black
funny.
people of Asia. And I
Yeah,
was like, yo, low key, it's giving the same energy. It's
yeah,
giving the same energy. There were so many similarities
yeah.
um
That's
that
funny.
I just connected to,
Yeah,
and I love that. I love going to different places and finding things that are similar.
yeah,
And I think that this is the human experience, is finding something similar, because it's easy to find things that are different. That's obvious. But the purity and the joy of finding we connect right here too. You understand that? I understand that. Oh, we have something to build on.
Yeah.
Instead of argue or debate over
Or how
our
different we
peace.
are. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and at the same time, I am not one of those people that's like, we're the gumbo pot. We need to melt. I don't think I don't subscribe to the idea. I subscribe to the idea of being a mosaic. All of these different pieces. Don't change the shape. Don't change the texture. Don't change the color. Just put it up and assemble it in a way that when you step back, it makes a beautiful picture. I don't want to erase anything. You're a Boston girl. I want everything about Boston to be Boston. I don't want you to lose it because we need those specific things. You're a California person.
Yeah.
I want you to be Californian. Don't be something else. You're a Florida person. You're Nebraskan. Be what you are, and let's bring it all together and make a
Bringing it
beautiful
together.
picture out
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
I feel like that too. And obviously, because you and I have hooked up spiritually. And,
Yes.
but yeah, I think of it as cloth, you know.
Mm,
We each have a
mhm.
different thread, you know, and
Yes.
it makes a beautiful cloth. It's the same idea, but yeah,
Yes.
it's beautiful. Actually, Japan is really interesting for me because I've been going since 1980. And so
Wow.
I have always felt that it's like a different planet
Wow.
because their culture is similar to ours, but really
Okay.
different. You
I would
know,
love to go.
yeah, they're lovely people. You probably would do extremely well there. You'd love it, and they would love you. And
I would love that. My niece is in college in Kyoto
oh,
now, and I would love to go there because I hear so many positive things about just how practical they think and create to make things easier, um, and functionable. And I just love that. I'm a Capricorn. I'm always thinking about, well, what's the best way for this to make sense?
well,
How
part
can
of
that
it,
make
I
sense?
think part of it is because they're on an island. I mean,
Mm,
group of islands. So, and there's a lot of people. So they
yeah.
had to, well, either make it
Yeah.
work or not. And
Right.
there's, of course, you know how when you travel, you're kind of overwhelmed by the wonderfulness of places. And of course, there's the non-wonderfulness too.
Right.
And like Japan, because, in my opinion, because of how it started and moved through
Mm,
history, there's a lot of levels of behavior that are,
mm,
you know, related to who you are. Are you a business person? Are you,
mm,
whatever? Are you the king? Are you a peasant? So there's these definite
mm.
levels of humans and people that they have had over the years, although it's changed quite a bit over the last, I don't know, 30 years or so. But
Right.
yeah, so there is, like everywhere, there's positive and negative. But yeah, there's the people like you and me, great. But
Mm,
culturally, there's a lot of suppression because of how it's moved down from the feudal lords,
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
because that stuff just stayed,
Yeah,
in
yeah, yeah.
within the culture.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and so there's
Systemic. It's
yeah,
systemic.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, people like us, the artists and stuff, gorgeous. And also another favorite group are the farmers, the
Oh,
people close to the earth.
oh
And
yeah, of
small
course.
towns are especially nice. The big towns are that what they are. I'm not a super fan of Tokyo, even though it does
Mhm.
have its nice things, but it's not my favorite city at all.
Mm,
Osaka is a much better city. Kyoto
okay.
and the islands, the northern and southern islands, because they're just you know, it's less high business energy, you know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
more people are more connected to the earth and to each
More
other.
indigenous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah. But I'm sure you would love it. And yeah, and the artists are gorgeous.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make that happen this year, actually.
Oh, cool.
I'll take a trip this year over there
Yeah,
to learn and observe and if allowed, participate,
yeah,
you know, but really just to be there to observe and appreciate. I try to enter every country with that
yeah,
frame of mind. Thank you for allowing me in to
yeah,
your space. Please let me know what I can observe
yeah,
and appreciate.
yeah,
And some things, it's like, I try to make sure I don't force my way into other people's culture,
yeah.
but to just
Be
be
respectful.
humble. Yeah,
Yeah,
humble.
yeah,
Humility, man.
yeah,
It's a
yeah, yeah.
thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, well, um, they would probably open you with welcome arms. They would, invite you to sing, and they're very. It's a very. It's like a long-term building in relationships. So if you sang with people, they would be kind of loyal to you and committed. And then
Mhm.
down the line, you could come back and get involved. And
Mm.
yeah, so yeah, it's a really interesting, very interesting culture. Yeah,
Yeah, I look forward to that.
yeah, yeah,
I look forward to that.
yeah. Um, yeah. So let's see. Wanted to ask you. I mean, looking at your bio is so much. I don't even know what to talk about because there's a lot of stuff. And well, you produce too, and
Mhm.
you've produced for a long time. What what kind of things are you producing presently?
Yeah, it's funny because my partner Bo, we just came up with this tagline: "Find an artist, build a superstar." Is kind of the direction we're in right now. I'm interested in producing people that are really talented, like even before you see them, when you hear them, when you hear them sing, when you hear them talk, people that have story that's present, people that want to take risk and expand their sound, try new things with their voice,
Yeah,
try to approach a song from a place that they never had before. When I produce, I'm looking for things that make my skin feel its presence. Um, because I think that that is what lasts when the trend is over. I mean, for me, Whitney Houston is the greatest modern singer of all time. And it's not just because she sang well. I talk about her a lot. She's like the nucleus of what I'm trying to achieve when I perform and when I'm producing and working with other artists. There are three things that she said: you got to sing from your head, your heart, and your gut. And she learned this from her mother. And her mother, according to Whitney, she has this famous line. Well, maybe it's not famous, it's famous to me because I say it enough. She says, my mother taught me how to sing a song. Now, I always throw it out like that because it seems very simple. But then when you begin to break that sentence down, what she said was, my mother taught me how to sing a song. Not my mother taught me how to sing. My mother taught me how to sing a song. And I think that that is what's missing. People don't know how to sing a song. They know how to sing.
Yeah.
It's like if you're a person, I'm from New Orleans, so I'm always gonna think about food. It's like people, they say I know how to cook, and then another person says I know how to cook a meal. Very different. A meal is different from cooking because you may be able to cook, some ribs, you may be able to cook, some gumbo, but anybody that's from New Orleans knows you're not gonna have gumbo and ribs together. That's a weird combination. They may both taste good, but first of all, gumbo is a special dish, usually for special occasions or for the winter. Ribs are a barbecue dish that's going to happen outside. You ain't barbecuing in the winter. But a person that says, I'm going to make some gumbo, some potato salad, some French toast on the side, a little catfish, that person knows how to make a meal because everything is symbiotic and it works together to make this moment. And then it's presented a certain way. You're not going to give a person gumbo in a plastic styrofoam uh, bowl. You're going to have a saucer, a nice bowl, because you got to put the potato salad on the saucer. Everything has to connect. Your crabs, when you're breaking your crabs up, you have to be able to put it on the saucer. So when Whitney Houston said, my mother taught me how to sing a song, what I heard from her and what I use in my production and vocal coaching and performance coaching is you have to take people to places inside that song. You have to woo them. You have to bring them to tension. You have to release the tension. You have to suspend, hold them, let it go, make them cry, make them remember who they are, give them joy, and then leave them wanting more. Every song that Whitney would sing, she goes, love you will always love you. Then she comes like, you, darling, you, oh, will always love you. She's ended the song like 8 different times. She has brought you to a resolution so many times, and then after you get there, she brings you back up. And then she lays you down, and then you end the song going, that is what I want to always do when I'm producing. The music, the accompaniment alone has to stand by itself. The lyrics alone have to stand by itself. The vocal cut arranging has to stand by itself. And the song has to be timeless. And I feel like that is what we achieved. And I say achieved because it's a group effort and it took me a long time to find it with Better. When I sing Better, I'm taking you to the depths of your soul that you didn't want to show, to your most beautiful moments, to a fantasy world, to a spiritual connection, and you walk out feeling like, I want to try again. That's the type of production that I'm consciously working on when I'm working with an artist and requiring of myself. I know that was a lot, but I'm dramatic and I'm an artist. I can't help it. So
That's okay.
that,
Yeah, I was just kind of, letting that settle on my brain, and observing what that brought up in me listening to you.
I would love to
Um,
know.
yeah, well, I mean, as an artist, my path was childhood music with my sisters and my dad, my mom, and it was always jazz. And of course, when I lived through the 60s and 70s, and that was a whole
Mhm,
other thing that came in, right?
mhm.
Because in Boston, of course, there was a lot of varied music, blues and, rock. And I went to Berkeley, and at that time, ECM, are you familiar with that label?
No. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I've seen it before.
Like Keith Jarrett, Weather
Mm, mm,
Report, these
mm.
groups. They at the time they were thought of classical and jazz kind of mixed, but it was it was much different. I like Weather
Mm.
Report is a perfect example because so a lot of times when music is played, especially a certain period of jazz, if you went tunk tunk tunk, somebody in the band was going tunk 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 because they were matching. Weather Report was one of the first groups, in my opinion, that here was the time and the general groove of the song, and then everybody had like an elastic band that one end was attached and the other end they had control of, and they could do anything
Yeah,
as long as everybody was attached to this.
yeah,
So it
yeah.
was physically and mentally and spiritually like stretched out. And that changed my listening dramatically. And
Wow.
yeah. So, what was I talking about?
You were I was gonna commend you on that analysis of the band connecting,
Oh,
because it reminds me, it's very African, like when you hear a
yeah.
lot of indigenous African music, there's a centralized beat, but there are all these polyrhythms and textures happening that it feels like it could be all over the place, but they're still connected to that central drum, if you
It's
will.
gorgeous, isn't it? It's very spiritual.
Oh,
I
yes.
mean, if that's not a description kind of God, I don't know what
Oh, that's
is.
so
No?
good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. I gotta sit with that. That's good. Oh, I
Yeah.
love a good metaphor. I'm a metaphor king. That was good, Cathy.
I think I was commenting on something you said, but with the way my mind is today, I don't know. I'm already out there, I think, today.
That's all right. I'm tethered to you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah. I think, well, you were talking.
Coffee?
No, thank you. I think you were talking about your perspective on coaching people, right?
Yeah, and producing. Yeah.
In producing, yeah. And which was a very, I agree, it was very deep, very deep. And yeah, it was cool to tap into your point of view because, yeah, it's quite dramatic to me
Mm,
listening to
mm,
how you're describing. And maybe I was talking about me as a jazz singer
mm.
coming up, and I've gone through, of course, like us all, many reiterations of my perspective.
Yeah.
And I've been singing for so long, so, there were all these different moments in time. And, and, um, I think in my more excited moments of realization of what music or singing is,
Hmm.
I I come back a lot to honesty.
Mm.
If I and which is what one reason why I loved your performance because you were absolutely and totally yourself.
Mm.
Spiritually, you were there
Mm. Mm.
and you were connected to yourself, to the band. That's another thing, of course. When you and the band are in one universe, nothing can go wrong. You're,
Right.
you know, you're creating, and then the audience gets to see that honesty and that
Yeah.
that togetherness and creation, and then the audience can have an experience,
Yeah.
like a true experience.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I mean, that's I guess, if I had to say what goal of my own and what goals I admire, like your show, that's what I admire. That's what
Mm,
I want for myself. I I believe that we are the purveyors of truth. And
mm,
that's one of our jobs as artists, to be as connected to what I just described as possible so that the listener can
mhm,
truly have
mhm,
an experience that
mhm,
heals, leads, whatever, right?
mm. You are the second person in this week to say that to me, and I do not take it lightly, which is to be a purveyor of truth,
Yeah.
to speak with a voice, to say the things that are true that I know. Because I do feel like in the last couple of years, I have been silent, not just in observation, but in some levels of withholding truth. Not in the sense of a lie, just of like there is a price to tell the truth. There's a price. And in the end, the reward is beautiful. But sometimes in that journey, telling the truth is isolating and not the good kind. Um, but I am in a space. I am in a space of showing up and telling the truth. And that doesn't mean it has to be controversial. I think that sometimes people think, oh, it's about to be controversial and dramatic because of the climate we're in America.
Yeah.
There's so much hostility and so many lies
Yeah.
that telling the truth is almost fearful. But as my father would say, because it comes from a biblical place, the truth will set you free. And freedom is more important than success. Freedom is more important than success because freedom is success. So I'm actively, I don't have it down all the way. I'm actively telling the truth when I have it. And the show that I did with you, I told the truth from the beginning to the end. And therefore the show was successful because I was able to tell the truth, and the truth will set me free and create the vibration of freedom for others. And I don't want it to be confused because, what we put out here right now will live forever. So I want to make sure I say this. Telling the truth does not mean exposing things that are not ready to be exposed. Telling the truth is when something is ready, when the oven timer, I'm hungry apparently, when the oven timer chimes and the bread is ready, take it out and serve it hot. Take it out, serve it hot. And right now, my bread is hot. So whatever I can share in love, with no ego or the minimal amount of ego as possible, that is truthful, I want to do so.
Yeah. And it's interesting, isn't it, how what you're describing is related to not only success, but also the road to success. Because, um, you know, in my own personal growth, I saw people, I mean, this has been since my early 20s. I saw people around me doing less than I was doing as far as like pulling things together and working on things and achieving better success. And
Yeah.
that struck me dramatically at that time because I didn't want to feel jealous or weird.
Mhm.
So I had to understand what was going on. And I finally understood. It was like, oh, just because she is having this experience doesn't mean that's my experience. My
Yes.
experience is personal, so is hers.
Yes.
If I'm
Yes.
not here, I just haven't done this work to get here.
Yes.
That's all it
Yes.
is. So over the years, um, I mean, I guess I've tried to move in that direction. I've
Mm.
tried to do my own truth and confronting whatever I needed to confront to dig out of whatever the pile was on top. Who knows, because sometimes
Mhm.
it's kind of vague. And then,
Mhm.
I I really love that feeling of truth being successful. And when I
Yes.
see people being successful in a satisfying way, that's what I think they're doing. They're
Mm.
doing the best they can do, the very best they can do, and
Yeah.
guess what? The universe is going, there you go. Here you go.
Yeah. This is a true moment, and I'm saying it to set myself free. Um, I have a lot of colleagues that are doing very well, and at least with two of them that I know personally, like in an intimate way, the reason why they are doing so well is because they are being truthful. They are being truthful, and that truth is not always curated to look perfect. Um,
Yeah, I love that. I love the what you just said. That is a
yeah,
perfect statement. That is great. I love that.
yeah, because that part can get in the way.
Yes.
It can get in the way, and my nature is to make everything be presented as perfect as possible. But then you have to create space, as Quincy Jones said, when they were recording the "We Are the World"
Yeah.
song, said, "Leave the door open for God to do something.
Yeah.
Leave the door open a little bit. Don't close this door so airtight, and you've perfected everything and you've curated everything to be a certain way that you don't have space for God to come in and do a miracle."
Yeah.
And so I'm opening my door again.
Uh-huh.
I'm opening my door again. And as I have been opening my door again, a new thing is occurring, and it's easy. It's easy because when you get your hands off the wheel, there are times where you have to take the wheel,
Yeah.
but you can't be here for every single moment.
Right.
You gotta
Yeah.
put those hands up
Yep.
and give spirit a chance to guide you,
Yeah. I
you
agree.
know,
Yeah.
instead of you guiding it. So I am, I mean, that's what Better is about. That song Better. I'm so glad that your faith in me is better than mine because I realize my faith in me is good, but God, the universe, has more faith in me than I have in myself because it is what made me. I'm experiencing myself, but it's experiencing itself through me. So I'm just getting back into that childlike space of just, let's have fun. I'm going to say what's on my heart. And people love it as opposed to the kid that's been traumatized. And it's like, carefully scripting everything that they're doing.
Yeah.
People also notice, ooh, that's not genuine. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm getting back to that childlike version of myself, which is funny and whimsical and petty sometimes and sexy at times and a guru, a spiritual guru at times, and other times just random as hell, and not try to package myself as I am only this. I'm everything. What was that movie? Everything all at once. Yes,
Everything, everywhere, all at once,
all at
something like that.
once.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite movies.
amazing, amazing.
Yeah, it's great.
So yeah, I'm getting back into that space.
Yeah, I've been reading this book on aging gracefully.
Mm,
It's really interesting. I'm sure this woman is over 80 who wrote it. And yeah, it's making me think about, you know, uh, just like she basically is saying, uh, aging is here and dying is coming.
yeah,
And
inevitable.
yeah, and it's fine. Here we are. Here's our life this time around. And
Yeah,
we had childhood and teenager and blah 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 blah. And now here we are here. It's
yeah,
and it's fine.
yeah,
It's not something to deny. You know, it's an embrace. And I mean, also what you're saying makes me think of the times when I've always felt I was a seeker,
mm,
but there were times in, I would say, especially around 10 years ago or so, that I realized that I was analyzing too much, and but I kind of had no idea in the moment.
yeah,
And it was through singing, which I'm always so happy that, um, you know, music is a vehicle for my growth. But through singing, and the teacher said, stop analyzing. And I said, what do you mean I'm not analyzing? I was, what do you
mm,
mean I'm not analyzing? Because,
mm,
I was so not into that. And then
mm.
I realized, oh, I am
I am.
analyzing myself in the moment. I'm not being here. And, you know, my point of view is inward, not outward. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, so um,
Mm,
that
mm.
was, and that only happened, within the last 10 years, I guess 10 years ago or so. And so, yeah, it's interesting to experience what is going on now, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not as old as I am, but you seem to be going through a significant growth spurt, or I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
I'm definitely in one. And I can recall different times when I was going through those spurts, but I'm in one. And what I'm doing right now is I'm going to use another word. I'm no longer editing myself.
That's kind of analyzing and editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I'm doing less edits.
Yeah.
I've edited for far too long. I don't feel like it anymore.
Yeah.
And it's not even me being belligerent. Like, it's not being belligerent. I'm letting go.
Yeah.
I'm letting go. I know how futile life and youth and health and wealth is. It's small and it's weak and it changes and it's not forever. But what is forever is legacy. And I want to make sure that when people look at my life, they go, he wasn't afraid to shift. He wasn't afraid to change his mind. I changed my mind. Somebody asked me recently, they were like, well, I would never believe that you do that. And I'm like, I changed my mind. I changed my mind. Yeah, no, I changed my mind. And it feels nice. It takes a burden off of me. It's like, yeah, I know I said that. I changed my
Yeah,
mind. It's
yeah,
free.
yeah, it is great. Yeah,
Yeah.
really,
I
really.
appreciate you for creating this space today. Um, thank you for inviting me to your space. When we hang up, I want to talk to you about some ideas I have.
Okay.
But and thank you for, making this moment happen because as I said, in years to come, even when we're not here, people will look at this moment and they will understand us
Yeah.
and they will understand things that they may not know now that they will know later. And so I just want to honor that and honor you
Thank you.
for creating that moment. It's like we're creating a time capsule that will hopefully change the world for good. And you know what? Let me not even be so self-righteous about that. That they will have context.
Yeah.
That they'll have context about
Yeah.
things.
Yeah. And they, like we were talking about before, um, I like the term woof and warp. The woof and warp of the universe, the material, you called it something else. I called it the material that everybody
Mhm.
was part of. Remember that part of the conversation? You
The
called it something
mosaic, the
else. The
pieces.
mosaic, yeah.
Yeah.
So that I'm going to add in to what you just said. They realize what their piece is. What
Yes.
is that piece? Is it colored
Yes.
purple with dots of green?
Yes.
What is it exactly? And the more honest you can operate within yourself, the more that piece of the mosaic will be vibrant. It's kind of
Yes.
that also kind of reminds me of an interesting thing. So there's a great horn player, jazz horn player named Benny Maupin, who's now
Okay.
in his 80s, and
Mm,
he was one of the classic bebop people,
mm,
and he lives in L.A. and he was working a lot for a while in L.A. and um, I would I always talk about to my students um, notes that like could be right next to each other and create this tension, right?
mm,
And I like them to practice chromatic scales
mm,
against a chord, one chord, and so
mm,
they see the different tensions that happen.
mm,
This one has no tension. This one has a bunch. And
mm,
because that's part of I'll use mosaic. That's part of the mosaic. And Benny Maupin, I used to go listen to him, and he had the gift of doing those tension notes in perfect intonation,
mm,
and the effect was just I'll just say stunning. And I
mm.
would wait for those notes, you know, and when he played them, he played them with such certainty,
Yes.
and he was okay where it lived with stress. He was totally okay, and so what you got from that, or what I got from it anyway, was I don't even know. I mean, I would spend forever probably talking about this, but an allowance of what is to have its presence here and okay
Yes.
and part of the mosaic, you know.
I follow you. You First of all, I follow you. I have this philosophical context of chromaticism, which is you can never sing a wrong note if you're comfortable with being chromatic.
Thank you.
It's a half step away. It's
Yeah,
a half step away.
right.
No matter where you are, if you're comfortable with the chromaticism, all you got to do is lean in a half step up or lean in a half step down, and you could just call it. It was just dissonance
Yeah.
right there, and so is life.
Yeah.
Oh, I just had an epiphany. Like the spirit just gave me that. So it's like when we are in our hardest moments, you are a half step away
Yeah.
from the resolution. So when you're in that tense moment, it is just a minor second. It's just dissonant. And if you could just sit in it, it's sophisticated playing. As opposed to you going, oh,
Yeah.
whoops, I missed the note. No, I meant, no, I meant to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I meant to do that. So that is beautiful. Thank you for helping me unlock a new shell in my Nautilus
Huh.
spiral. And so it is. That's all I got today.
Well, that's a perfect ending.
That's
I
good.
absolutely adore you. I knew it the moment I
Same.
saw your eyes. I said, yep, connecting to this being right here.
Uh,
Yep.
you are
So
truly you're truly a good human. Thank you for that. And may all of your internal wishes be an easy reality, just a very easy reality for you. That's the highest thing I could speak over any person, that your inner being's greatest wish be the easiest reality for you to achieve. So
thank you.
thank you. It was wonderful.
Thanks, Berkeley.
You're
So
worthy.
beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm just going to say one thing because this is an unusual day. I'm actually doing another noontime hang, 4 to 6. And so 4 o'clock, that's very unusual. But Adam Ledbetter, who you would love, a great pianist and very varied artist. He's actually appearing at Birds on Saturday, this Saturday.
Okay.
And so I'm doing a noontime hang with him. He's a lovely being too.
I'm gonna try to stop in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Berkeley, have a great day.
You as well. Take care of yourself.
All right. Bye.